Hello, my friend, and welcome to Wisdom Trek. This is Guthrie Chamberlain, and I'm your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 7-day-a-week, 7 Minutes of Wisdom podcast. This is day 365 of our trek, and yesterday and for the next couple of days, we will reflect on completing a full year of daily treks as we approach the end of May. As with life, this past year seemed to zoom by so quickly, and yet we have slowly trekked each day for the entire year. Today on our trek, let's explore what I mean by the speed of average. Before we get started on this new trek, I want to remind you that our initial release of the 100-page Your Life Plan Blueprint Manual and Workbook is available for download at wisdom-trek.com on the left-hand sidebar of any page. Or if you are listening on your smartphone, you can text the word Life Plan with no spaces to 44222 and your Life Plan Blueprint will be delivered to you in an email. The manual workbook is free during the month of May, so I would encourage you to become one of our early adopters so that all the updates will be available to you free also. By the end of 2016, we will have a complete web mobile version available of your Life Plan Blueprint that you'll be able to complete online. We are broadcasting from our studios at the Big House in Marietta, Ohio. On Sunday, we were able to attend church at Putnam Congregational again, and it is always good to worship and fellowship with Christ followers. After church, we did our weekly grocery shopping, and then I invested the afternoon continuing to clean out the garage. It has been several years since I cleaned it last. It is a detached 5-stall open garage, fashioned after a turn-of-the-century carriage house. So it's not only large, but prone to attract leaves, dirt, and other debris. Once I finish, we should be in good shape, at least until the leaves fall again. As mentioned yesterday, we will be making changes to Wisdom Trek starting June 1st. We will be releasing new Wisdom Trek themed episodes 3 days a week, which will be Motivation Mondays, Wisdom Wednesdays, and Philosophy Fridays. The episodes may be slightly longer than in the past, but still short enough to consume easily in one session. Making this adjustment will allow us to invest the time needed to release the Wisdom Trek monthly journals, create our online version of your Life Plan Blueprint, and to roll out our new platform, the Christian Podcasting Network. We also have additional exciting projects in the planning stages that I will announce later. For today, it is time to head out on our trek of reflection from this past year of Wisdom Trek. Today, our trail will reflect on what I call life at the speed of average. Many people have asked me, how do you keep up with the daily podcast along with your other responsibilities? I have to admit, it's not always been easy, and there have been many times where I've questioned continuing. But I committed to a daily podcast for at least 1 year and was compelled to keep that commitment. It takes being consistently persistent in the small things of life to achieve what appears to be great results. You can even move a mountain one stone at a time as long as you are consistently persistent for a long period of time. I certainly have no extraordinary abilities or talents. I am a fairly average person, but with a desire and drive to move one stone at a time until the mountains that stand in front of me are moved. You too can be average and still be a mountain mover. As we move into a modified Season 2 of Wisdom Trek, let's look at what can be accomplished even if you feel that you're just considered average. As I wrap up this first year of Wisdom Trek, although I was an average student that grew up poor on an apple orchard, through being consistently persistent, I have written over 500,000 words within the daily journals. We are currently working on assembling these daily journals into monthly volumes, and once we include the pictures and the daily fillable reflection sheets, each volume will be about 150 pages in length. For all 12 volumes, once completed, they will comprise about 1,800 total pages. While looking back at it from the end of the year, it does look like a huge undertaking, but this undertaking was accomplished by writing a few pages each day consistently. Due to the nature of our consulting work and other projects, I did not have the luxury or ability to hide away in a remote location to write, record, edit, and publish the daily podcast and journal in batches. But like our trek of life, I took it one day at a time. It reminds me of a little booklet I read many years ago called Little is Much When God is in It. The premise of the book is to be faithful in the small everyday task and you will be able to accomplish much. It's okay to be average as long as you are faithful and consistently persistent in the small task of your life. The concepts hold true for all areas of your life. For example, anyone can feel a burst of inspiration, head to the gym, and push themselves really hard for a single workout. That's called maximum speed, but will produce little results in the long term. Instead, what if you had a slower paced workout, but averaged 4 days per week in the last month? How about the last 3 months? Or the last year? What has your average speed been? Your long-term results will be much greater if you are consistent over an extended period of time, even if each day did not include an intense workout. The principle holds true for your work habits, your eating habits, your relationship habits, and virtually every other area of your life. Here is the surprising thing about average speed. It doesn't take very long for average speed to produce incredible results. So often we waste our time and energy thinking that we need monumental efforts to achieve anything significant. We tell ourselves that we need to get amped up on motivation and desire. We think that we need to work harder than everyone else. While I am all for continual improvement, it does not take Herculean efforts to see huge results over a long period of time. The natural question that follows all this is, how do I increase my average speed? I recently read an article written by blogger James Clear where he writes about this, and he calls it Habit Graduation, How to Increase Your Average Speed. In other words, graduating from your current habit level to one level higher. Basically, habit graduation is the increasing of your average speed. So here are some examples. If your average speed is eating 3 healthy meals per week, can you graduate to 1 healthy meal per day? If your average speed is exercising once per week, can you graduate that to twice per week? Or if your average speed is to read spiritual, inspirational, or motivational materials once per week, can you graduate that to 3 times per week? We all have an average speed when it comes to our habits. And if we're honest with ourselves, that average speed might be a little slower than what we really like. The truth is, anyone can get motivated and push themselves for one day, but very few people maintain consistent effort every week without fail. In your health, your work, and your life, it doesn't require a massive effort to achieve incredible results. Just being consistently persistent over a period of time will achieve those results. This reminds me of a parable from Matthew chapter 25, verses 20 and 21, and it reads like this. The servant to whom he entrusted the 5 bags of silver came forward with 5 more and said, Master, you gave me 5 bags of silver to invest. I have earned 5 more. The master was full of praise. Well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in handling this small amount, so now I will give you many more responsibilities. Let's celebrate together. As we wrap up these final 2 days of the first full year of Wisdom Trek, remember in your life, if you are consistently persistent, even at an average speed, you can move mountains. But let's work at increasing our average speed gradually at the same time. Tomorrow we will continue our time of reflection as we finish the first full year of Wisdom Trek. So encourage your family and friends to join us, and then come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, creating a legacy. That will finish our trek for today. Just as you enjoy these daily doses of wisdom, we ask you to help us to grow Wisdom Trek by sharing it with your family and friends through email, Facebook, Twitter, or in person when you meet with them, and invite them to come along on our trek each day. And don't forget to subscribe to Wisdom Trek at iTunes, Spreaker, Stitcher, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and Google Play so that each day's trek will be downloaded to you automatically. The journal for today's trek is available at wisdom-trek.com. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I am your friend, as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal each day. As we take this trek together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. This is Guthrie Chamberlain reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you tomorrow.